Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It Ain't Giving. This is me, Show LaCroix. We ain't doing no more Mounier LaCroix, and this is my co-host.
Noella Fierce. Hi, everyone.
Hi. What's not giving for you?
Oh, mm,
Right. I have to think about that too.
what's not giving for me? Um,
I think I know.
I don't really have much this week. So I'm just gonna. I don't really have anything that's not giving in
Yeah.
particular.
What's not giving for me is are we a minute in? Ooh, it's not a minute
Not
in. Let me
yet.
not.
Not
Let me
yet.
not. Let me not. Let me not. What's not giving is these men. That's the
Mm-hmm.
nicest way I'll put it. They all get on my nerves, and
Yeah.
that's all that I'm gonna say on that. So we're gonna get into our first topic. As you probably
Yes.
can see in the title, it's gonna say Beyonce. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce, number one pop star of the century.
Named by Billboard. Absolutely.
Yes. And I don't think anyone is more fitting than her currently.
Mm-hmm. Literally not a single soul um is worthy of that
Ex
title other than her.
yes. Yes. And I know some
Argue
people,
with your mother.
right. I know some people want to argue that some other people that I definitely don't think deserve it. Um, you probably already know who I'm talking about.
I mean, yeah, let's call a spade a spade. They think Taylor Swift deserves to be the greatest pop star of the century when that is just not true. Um, but yeah, Miss Mamas has the stream. She has, the numbers, but where's the quality?
Yeah.
Where's the showmanship? Where's the
Yes.
ability to perform? Where's the vocals?
Yeah,
Where's the,
that.
you know, good
That.
music? Oh,
That. I definitely agree with my sister here.
sorry to the
Uh,
T Swifters. Sorry to
I
y'all.
I never liked Taylor Swift. I've never understand the fascination with that white woman. Her music is wildly mediocre. I think she's trash at singing, and
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, and her performance. Don't even let me get into her performance. So
Girl,
I
what
don't think
performance
she does not
abilities?
have
She has
stage
none.
presence. She does not have stage presence in the way that Beyonce
Hmm.
captivates and performs. I feel like there's a difference between singers, songwriters, and performers. Beyonce is the full fucking package. I don't care.
Hmm.
I
Literally.
don't care. And she's been the full package for years and has completely evolved each year that goes on. She somehow like I'm like, ooh, this album it can't get better than this, and then it does.
Hmm.
So
It is
I
the
don't.
fact that she's still able to um, get number ones this far into her career. She's almost, mind you, she's almost 30 years into her career, and
Right.
she doesn't have to rely on holiday hits to get number ones, even though she's
Ooh,
almost 30 years into her career.
exactly.
Clock that T.
Right.
Not every bitch can say that. Like,
Hmm.
imagine you still relevant and topping the charts 25 years later, and all the rest of the girls that are on the charts are in their 20s.
Exactly.
Like, she's mother, she's
Well,
Beyonce, and
yes.
she cannot be topped. I
Well,
don't give a
yeah.
fuck if have billions of streams, girl. Where's the
Mm-mm.
cultural impact? Nobody has
Hmm.
matched the cultural impact that Beyonce has had on the
For as
industry.
long as she has, and as great as
Yeah,
she has.
foot on their
At
neck,
yes.
foot on the entire industry's neck. She is the reason why your fave releases on a Friday.
Ooh,
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, yeah. That's Beyonce
ooh.
because of the surprise release of Beyonce, the album titled Beyonce,
Oh,
in 2013. She surprise dropped
oh,
it, and the entire internet stopped. And this, in
oh.
turn, made other artists copycat and follow suit and started releasing
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of surprise albums all of a sudden. Now
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to release on Fridays, and
Right.
it took a global shift to now every album is released on a Friday. Like, that's the new
Yep.
standard. Beyonce, she's the standard. Your fave is not the
Exactly.
standard.
Right.
Sorry. Sorry about it. No, I'm not.
I'm not sorry.
I'm not.
I'm not sorry at
I was just
all.
trying to be nice, but yeah.
Don't be nice to them. They're delusional. You need to get help. Sorry.
Yeah. Like be a
Anyways,
fan of who you are a fan of, but like let's stop discrediting the
black
greatest pop
woman.
star that is known to man, Beyonce. Let's stop
Yeah.
discrediting a black woman
Yes.
and, just go about your day. Listen to your cute little beepy boopy, folk songs.
Right.
Um Americana, folk, whatever the fuck she do
Right. Whatever.
nowadays.
Yeah. Do we
It's not my
wanna
vibe. Ooh.
do we wanna segue into the next topic? Because we can drag Taylor Swift and talk about Beyonce forever.
hmm So let's go ahead and segue to our next topic, which was um, the husband
Jay-Z.
of Beyonce, named Jay-Z, um,
Yeah.
was allegedly accused of SA
Essay. Yes.
in a few decades ago, like what, in 2000? That's when they
Literally, I
said
think
this
it was like
happened.
2000.
hmm
Exactly, 2000. And I don't remember exactly how I worded it. I didn't put that in just because I didn't feel like it was 100% necessary to the podcast or whatever. But it was seeming a little like threatening. I don't know. Just like he's gonna defend himself, obviously, but like just the way in which he said it, I felt came off a little strange. But then I saw some people commenting on it and being like bringing Beyonce into it and being like she knows, and then like some of them will spell she knows, and I'm like y'all ain't being cute right now. I need y'all to be real. They weren't even together, and like to I don't know, bring down a black woman for a man's doings
For a man's
is
transgression.
always gonna piss me off, because do
hmm
not bring up Beyonce because Jay-Z is in the gutter. Do not.
hmm
Do not.
And this is all alleged, so and I just think
Mm.
it's awfully convenient how it's been decades and decades, but all of a sudden in 2024, when you see everybody, dragging and dogging out the Diddy's, rightfully so, and then everybody's talking about Beyonce for some reason, thinking she murdered Aaliyah, she killed fucking Lisa Left Eye,
Mm.
and did all this crazy shit, which she didn't do. If you use an iota of brain power, you would recognize that that is literally impossible. These people are not magicians. She cannot just magically be at all these different scenarios just because you hate
Mm.
her and don't like her,
Mm.
and you hate that she's so successful this far into her career. You want to make up
Mm.
lies and stories and get millions of likes from Gen Alpha and younger Gen Z who don't have fully developed brains to think for themselves. They will believe what they see. It's like, oh my God, Beyonce killed Aaliyah. She killed Lisa Left Eye Lopez. She, oh my God, she knows. She knows. And then they'll be like, well, how do you know that though? And they'll be like, like there's evidence out there. It's like, where's your source? Like, I saw this TikTok. Okay, okay, baby, let's get you to bed. It's past your bedtime. Let's put the phones down. Let's put
Get
the
these
put the
children
Twitter
off these
fingers
damn
away.
iPads. Get these children
Let's go
off
do
these
our
iPads.
homework, and let's stay out of conspiracy theory fucking
Mm-hmm.
areas, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a rabbit hole that the children don't need to be in, because their minds are so moldable and malleable and susceptible to manipulation by social.
White ring ideology, and then they end up voting for
Yeah,
Trump. Oh,
clock it.
let's wake that shit up.
Let's talk about it.
Actually, let's
All
not
them
talk about it.
youngins. Yeah.
It'll just piss me off.
hmm
But yeah, no, I just feel like a lot of these bitches just will make up random shit online just to like drag down Beyonce. And I'm not saying that the person that's accusing Jay-Z of SA is not telling the truth or not. I'm just saying, don't bring
Mm-hmm.
up Beyonce because Beyonce ain't got nothing to do with what Jay-Z did.
Right. Especially when they didn't get together till 2003, which is 3 years after
So
this alleged essaying. So
I'm trying to figure out like where the buck stops. Like why is she being pulled down into this? So
it's because
I'm
she's
not
Beyonce. That's
right.
literally all it is.
I'm not gonna debate whether or not that person actually did get essayed. I'm just debating why the
Mm-hmm.
fuck y'all are like bringing down a black woman for a man's doing. Like, please wake that shit up.
Right.
Um,
And if it comes out and he's like found guilty and whatnot, then yeah, and Beyonce stays with him, then yeah, we all gonna be looking at her
yeah,
real
I'll be like,
differently.
oh, I'll be
Like,
like,
oh, why are you staying with that man?
I'm like, it's
It's giving
giving.
Nikki staying with right. It's giving Nikki staying with her pedophile rapist husband who can't go within five
Dang,
feet of
was
a park.
she? They got
Ooh,
more together. They got married and had
yeah,
multiple
they got.
children with that
Mm-hmm.
fucking P word.
While knowing that, she knew all that before getting married to him, which is even
She
crazier.
did. And that's when I started to check
Yikes.
out, was when she surrounded herself with a bunch of P words.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't
Eventually.
check out by then, I would have checked out by the time it got to the Megan Nicki beef, and she over here talking
Mm-hmm.
about some bullet fragment foot. I was like, at first, I was like, I know this bitch lost her damn fucking mind going on live for hours at a time talking
Foot
shit about Megan.
fragment, bullet foot
I was like,
fragment, bitch. Like,
and it
oh.
was like a serious situation. Like she could have been dead instead of like been alive and only got shot in the foot and tell the story. So the fact
Mm-hmm.
that she just like sat up on live multiple days for multiple hours, pissed the fuck off, running her mouth about Megan, talking about some bullet fragment foot bitch losing her damn mind on the internet when she needed to go sit down off her fucking coke high.
Right. It was
Um,
definitely giving multiple coke rants.
this bitch was on drugs. There's no way she was fucking like smoking weed. Weed don't make you just weed. If she was just smoking weed while on those live tangents, I want to know what the fuck she's smoking because that bitch was cracked the fuck out. But
Mm-hmm.
by the time it got to that point, that's probably when I would have checked out of Nicki's whole. And then the diss track she made, awful. That's not music. That's not even a diss track, child.
That was terrible. Absolutely
Like,
awful.
oh, I need her to be real because that was an
Anyways, moving
atrocity.
on from that. What's our
We
next
talk
topic?
about the United Healthcare CEO being deleted from reality.
Yes. So, this happened, I think, last week at some point.
Yeah, something like that.
Some masked and hooded,
He looks
armed
fine.
vigilante.
He looks
He
sexy.
walked in broad daylight to this United Healthcare CEO and proceeded
Mm-hmm.
to delete him from our current reality.
Yes.
Yes, and this
Bright and
caused
early, like six
quite
o'clock in the
the
morning.
comeuppance in the
Mm-hmm.
media sphere, like the news media sphere, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody online was celebrating and
Ooh.
either celebrating or like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then there were stories that were coming about all these United Healthcare people that was like, yeah, so you let my mama die because she couldn't get her dialysis. So why would you literally killed my mama? Like, why do I give a fuck that you
Right.
got clipped? Why would I care?
Right.
I don't care. That man had tens of millions of lives on his hands for
Very
denying
much.
care to the people that need it
While
just
he
for
was
capital
lining his
gain.
pockets and some of his
Mm-hmm.
fellow people's pockets at the tippy top, while
Mm-hmm.
everybody else was suffering. Quite frankly, he had the
Mm-hmm.
highest denial rating on all of the insurance companies, like I think
And
private
they were
insurance
using
companies in
AI
America.
to fucking deny bitches, using little AI to deny people proper
Mm,
health care.
same.
It's like, oh,
But
and
yeah,
now
no.
the
Highest
media wants to
denial.
be shocked that nobody gives a fuck that this
And
man was killed.
it's like
It's
he
like
literally
they're trying to
was
turn it
in.
into like a nationwide witch hunt, and like,
And
girl,
it's
we
like,
do not care.
no. Like, he indirectly is killing thousands of people because he's
Mm-hmm.
lining his pockets and not allowing them to get the care that they need, and they go into debt, and then the person dies. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so for us to care about that one person that died, and then what happened after that one person died, that one important CEO dies, all of a sudden other healthcare providers, they were gonna roll back some of their, I think it was like you said something about like they weren't gonna
The
cover the full
anesthesia.
anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have
They
to come
said,
out of pocket for whatever like remaining left, which probably still
mm-hmm.
would cost you thousands of dollars just for the anesthesia. After they saw that CEO get murked, they decided to roll back and completely be like, oh, that was something that we've been trying to work through and not have to. It's like they're trying to make
Making
it
up
seem like they
some
never
bullshit.
agreed with it. Like
Mm-hmm.
we were kind of forced to do this, and now we're like now we're like we're doing what we wanted to do. We wanted to give you guys full coverage. No, bitch, you
Right.
did not want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's like,
saw that man get killed, and you were like, oh, and all of the other CEOs of those healthcare businesses, they better have gotten some security.
they shaking in their
They
multi-million
better
dollar
have
houses,
gotten
baby.
they better have gotten some extra security. You best not be
Mm-hmm.
walking around like this. And I feel like with the way the country is, the direction that it's moving, especially with the new president-elect and
Mm-hmm.
billionaires getting tax cuts and the rich just lining their pockets while the poor get poorer, um, we can this might end up being like a trend, like amongst some other vigilante type
Mm-hmm.
people to go murk some of the CEOs, not even just healthcare CEOs, but maybe some other business. You never know. I'm not saying I'm
Yep.
gonna do something. Let me
Right.
not get arrested on this podcast,
I'm
but
too pretty for all that, baby.
I'm just saying
I'm too pretty for that.
it's setting a precedent. Like if there's a bunch of CEOs and rich people lining their pockets and the poor are getting poorer, eat the rich will become a thing.
Right. As people's material conditions
Worsen?
dwell and continue to worsen, especially under a Trump presidency with all these tariffs, groceries going to skyrocket, gas prices going to skyrocket, housing is going to
Mm-hmm.
fucking skyrocket and become even
Mm-hmm.
worse. There's not even enough houses available as is. He has no plans to do anything about the housing crisis.
Right.
Taxes are going to go up for everybody that's not a fucking billionaire. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a shit show for everyone who's not rich, and because of that, people are going to start taking drastic action
They're gonna take
to try
matters
to
into their
get
own hands.
very much giving taking matters into their own hands. And I think the higher ups are finally starting to realize that, especially given the nationwide lack of giving a fuck over the CEO's
Literally.
death.
Literally. We don't
Like,
care.
and then some of these right wing like fucking conspiracy theorists are like, oh my god, the left is just like dogging out this man's dead, like this man died, and then people in their comments, literally conservatives watching them, it's like this ain't just a left issue. None of us give a fuck about that
Very
CEO
much.
dying because
Very
everybody
much.
is affected by healthcare and
Yeah.
shitty healthcare practices,
Everyone's affected
for-profit
by
healthcare.
greedy CEOs making tons of money, getting tax cuts, and then all that tax money that we would have received from them has to be pulled from somewhere else. And then they're talking about gutting Medicaid and Medicare, Social Security. They're trying to take everything away from us that we've already, like money that we've already put away for our retirement. We probably not even gonna see it. Like our Social
Mm-hmm.
Security, there probably will be no Social Security when we fucking get older. There will be no Medicaid, Medicare, none of that. Like these Republicans are trying to strip us of basic health care and essentially free money from the government that you already pay for. It's technically not even free money. It's money you pay for your whole life to receive when you get older. And they're gonna be like, actually, we're gonna take that money so we can back fund these tax cuts we gave the rich. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
why am I paying for you to what?
Literally.
That's where we at. That's where we at in America. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people gonna get fed up and do something. I ain't gonna do shit. I'm gonna sit here, look pretty, and sit on the sidelines with my popcorn and watch the shit unfold in the safety of
Very
my own
much.
home. So
Mm-hmm.
I want the CEOs to just know what this implies. So,
Right.
not that they're gonna watch the video, but it's out there on
Right.
the ether, the ethernet to find. They'll
And
get the message
honest.
relayed by some form of fashion, whether it
Hmm.
be this video or a bullet. Ooh,
Oh, and honestly, this
like that
just goes to show
CEO.
you. Hmm. This just goes to show you how big of a like nationwide, like on a nationwide scale, like if you actually wanted to like win every Democrats could easily win every single election if they
Hmm.
just gave universal health care and like
Yeah.
pushed for that and actually gave a solid plan for how they were going to
Hmm.
do that. But they just refused to actually improve people's fucking conditions and
Yeah.
tried to capitulate to the right so goddamn much. It's like, well, I might as well
Universal
vote for
health
Trump at this
care
point.
would
Oh my God,
eat.
universal. Every other well-established country has it except for us. It's fucking ridiculous how privatized healthcare is still like the primary source of
Hmm.
taking care of your health.
It's horrible.
And healthcare should not be a for-profit business. Like, why would you not want to keep your citizens healthy?
Hmm. So they can make more money in your fucking whole corporation society capitalism
Hmm.
bullshit. Like, no, we're just gonna hand you a number and hope you stay healthy. And if you
They
do,
don't even
oh
hope you do.
well.
They hope you
Like,
get sick so that we have to pay them and pay them fucking bills.
mm,
Oh, but yeah. Anyway,
it's okay. It won't be bad like this forever. We just gotta tough it out. I've been through a Trump presidency. We've all been through this before. Just not as trans women, at least. I was a gay boy at the time, slash non-binary, thinking about transitioning, and trans people weren't really the forefront of, I don't know. These Republicans needed something to like throw at the wall and stick as like a shtick for the reason why you should vote for them. And they said, the price of eggs is too high and they're trying to make your kids trans. And y'all motherfuckers were dumb enough to believe it and be like, yeah, I'll vote for Trump for that. And it's like, girl, now them eggs gonna be even higher and they gonna try to restrict access to not only children but adults because they've already done it. So this is a war on everybody, truthfully. It's a war on women, it's a war on queer people, it's a war on broke people. Um
nobody
these
is safe unless you are
Nobody's safe
rich.
unless you're rich, white. Okay? If you're rich and white, you're good. If you're
Hmm.
not rich and
Everybody
white,
else,
you're fucked.
it's gonna be
Even if you're white and I'm broke, no, you're
interesting.
fucked because bitch, you're gonna have to deal with them high prices, them tariffs, girl. You're gonna be even
Hmm.
more broke. So,
Hmm.
I don't know. These broke people that voted for Trump, y'all some. Ooh, never, I'm not gonna say it. No, I'm not gonna say it. Y'all,
Say it.
I'm
She's
about
like, I'm gonna
to.
clasp my tongue.
I'm gonna clasp it because y'all some dumbass fucking bitches thinking that voting for,
Hmm.
oh, he's a billionaire, oh, he's a businessman, oh, yeah, okay, he's gonna run this government like it's a business. They gonna come in and they gonna cut this, cut that, cut this, and I'm gonna go to lunch. This is what is gonna happen. So,
Hmm.
oh, these. Ooh, I wanna eat these bitches up. I wanna say more, but I'm gonna just switch topics instead because these bitches gonna piss me off. Um, we can move into the Arcane review. You can take it from here because I have not watched any of Arcane.
Period. Do you mind if I spoil, or should I keep it spoiler free?
I mean, we spoiled Wicked when we talked about it, so shit, talk about Arcane in its full entirety.
All
Arcane
right.
spoiler! If you watch
Arcane
Arcane on
season 2
Netflix.
and 1 spoilers up ahead. So, y'all, this season 2, I saw somebody say this and I think it applies perfectly. It was a flawed masterpiece. Let
Mm,
me get into that. Like, very, very, very good show, but there were just like some minor issues that I had with season 2 that I didn't have with season 1. And let's start off with the pacing.
Okay.
That was the issue for me for the most part, was just
Mhm.
there was so many like storylines that they had to fit within this season 2 like arc, that they like set up a bunch of shit in season 1, had a really
Mhm.
good climactic finale, and then they have to like combine all these storylines, introduce new people, fucking continue previous storylines and try to wrap them up in just one season, because they're not doing another season of
Mhm.
Arcane after this.
Oh,
So I do
got
think
it.
they did a decent, like a pretty good job of like concluding a bunch of storylines, and
Mhm.
um obviously visually, oh my God, this show is like one of the most visually stunning shows I've ever seen in my life. And like
Mhm.
the animation style, it's so unique. Like it's way more fluid this season, I've noticed, and just more like hyper realistic with like the movements of the people and the
Mhm.
animations in the face, and like the micro animations were really well done. The voice acting, phenomenal. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, and then can we talk about what happened to Miss Isha? Mm,
I wish I knew
R.I.P. to
what you were
my
talking about.
Miss Isha. What a legend. And then Jinx and Isha's whole storyline was just so well done in so little time. But like
The only
I do
character
wish
I
we
know
had
is
like more
Jinx.
scenes. And then Vi and Caitlyn's like back and forth, like on and off relationship in this season, finally coming to a head in this final like 3-part closure.
Mhm.
Um, But yeah, I do think very well done story. It was just a little bit rushed, and then extremely chaotic with all the hex tech and like the arcane, like time traveling, like
Mhm.
Echo, time traveling, rewinding time, like had to go back. He got sent into another universe. We spent an entire episode there with Echo in an alternate universe where all of Piltover was like united as a front, like where the nation of Zon and the nation of Piltover, they were like one nation in this alternate universe. And it was very, very nice, very, very much, very much lovely. But in this alternate timeline, Violet died and
Oh.
Powder never became Jinx. So Echo and Jinx, or not Jinx, Echo and Powder in this universe were an item. They like were very friendly. I think dating, but Echo had to like build a whole time thing. He had to go gather fragments of the goddamn hex core that exploded, and I'm assuming this is what killed Vi, because she probably saved Powder in that alternate timeline. It was a lot of stuff that they packed in this season, and I really enjoyed it. Is just my mind was kind of fried. I had to like look up like explanations on what the fuck happened, and like
My
because
brain
it
is
was
just
just
fried from you explaining this, child, because I'm just
it's
like,
so much that happened in this
I
season.
don't even know what you're saying right now. Like,
And then Victor's entire arc, where he turns out that the entire beginning of the entire story, which is Jace as a young person, meets like gets saved by this like weird hooded figure that like has the ability to like time travel, manipulate the universe and all this because of the runes that he has in his oh, I can't with your face. But we figure out by the end of or by this season now, probably like season or episode 6 onward, that we realize it's Victor that, is like the head of all of this, and like he's basically like a god like at the
hmm.
end of this. And the way he saves everybody is he implants he implants
I'm
a
trying
rune
so hard. I'm
yeah.
trying so hard.
It's so hard to explain this because so much happened. It's just like, woo. But anyway, Arcane, good show. I loved it. Go give it a watch. Be sure to pay attention because if you blink, you're gonna miss something. Because oh, Jesus, they packed so much into that season. But
What is it, like eight
visually stunning.
episodes?
9 episodes, and they're like all like 40, 45 minutes long.
Oh,
And
period.
then, oh, this also pissed me off because I learned this from reading some things after my viewing.
She's like,
I
and
literally
actually, there was more to say.
Yeah, and So apparently there was like 66 minutes of deleted footage of Echo and Powder like building the time machine, like manipulation time thing, but they
Hmm.
cut it out because time constraints, and they, I don't know why, but I feel like if they added that in and added in more scenes like where Echo was interacting with like current universes characters, instead of just having his
Right.
episode be only with, you know, this alternate universe people, I think it would have like fleshed out the season a lot better. And then more explanations could have been given into like the whole Hexgate, Hex Core thing, because that shit was mighty confusing to me. And I'm just a pea brain little trans girl. Like y'all talk about hex cores, hex gates, you know, the arcane. There was, oh my god, I didn't even talk about There's just so much that happened. Miss Mama's Mel. She's turns out she's like a goddamn witch, and she
Girl.
literally she got trapped in like this black rose like fucking universe thing. Girl, whew, it
Okay.
was a lot. But
Um,
we're gonna move on from that. Loved
we
Arcane.
gonna we
It
gonna
just
end
had
the
some minor
episode,
things.
child. We moving on to what is giving, girl. We gonna save the
Did
other
you
two
want to talk about
topics.
Carmen
No, no, no.
Carrera?
We'll talk about it next episode, child. I don't want to squeeze it in, child, because we already at 31 minutes, and we still gotta do what's giving. I'm not trying to make it a 48-minute episode, child. Y'all ain't
Why
getting 40 minutes.
not?
No.
Why not? Because
We'll
we don't look our
save these.
best.
Well,
Well, you look good.
we
I
can do
just
it
didn't put
next.
on makeup today.
We can add these next two topics. So we'll talk about Cafe Con Fuego and the before and after estrogen trend next week. So y'all will
Give you a
hear
little
what we have to say about
teaser.
those two topics next week.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But what's given for me is my beautiful daughter. She just woke up
Oh.
from she woke up from a nap, so she's a little groggy. Look at her. She barely want to open her eyes. She a little groggy. Can I have a kiss?
She's like, all these lights, I can't do it.
Can I have a
She's like,
kiss?
I just woke up, mother. I just woke up, mama.
That's what's giving is my daughter. This podcast. Oh, she hit the little stand. You're giving my beautiful sister here. Um,
Oh,
and
thank
Wicked. I
you.
might see Wicked again today. So,
She gonna be on her third viewing. Period. I'm already
mm-hmm.
on my third viewing, so she gonna catch up to me unless I see it again
Yep.
tonight.
Oh,
But what's giving for me is this morning I went to take my son to the veterinarian's office to get a wellness check, update his vaccinations, and you know everything turned out to be good. My baby is healthy. You know, they said his teeth look like, except this is literally what the doctor was gagged when he saw my baby's teeth. He's like, most dogs this age do not have teeth that look this like. I'm like shocked. His teeth look
right.
amazing. I was like, yeah, I just give him some dental sticks, and then sometimes I'll give him, you know, those little rawhide skins, and you know, it helps him
Mm-hmm.
just clean his teeth really well. And then I feed him a good diet. And he's like,
Ow.
yeah, you're doing amazing. I was like, oh, thank you. So yes, that's
Period.
what's giving. Being a good dog mom is giving, and having the ability to actually pay to keep him healthy, because Lord knows these goddamn veterinary bills are
They be,
extreme.
they
But
be, yep.
she's lucky his mother has wallets that run deep. Period. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye.
Make sure you like and subscribe. Do you want
What's the
to ask?
question?
Um.
Do you guys have pets? Do you guys have
Oh yes.
children? Do you have fur babies? Do you have actual babies? Do you have skin babies? I'm not calling them skin babies.
Flesh babies.
Flesh babies.
Oh, look at my
How
niece.
many children do you have, fur and flesh? And
Mm-hmm.
if they're a cat, dog, boy, girl, what's their name and what they like to do and they're a cuddle bug or not? And that's my
Yeah.
question.
Do you have any pets? And what's your favorite fact about your fur baby? But
Yes, your little
yes,
youngin.
Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. We need the likes. We need the subscriptions.
Like,
Please.
subscribe,
Please.
comment.
Yes. It helps us in the algorithm. Anyway, love you. Bye.